welcome back. So, what are we doing today? We're going to start by erasing some of this stuff up, and then we're finally going to start painting, probably start getting the base layer on our Executor and our Bonsley, and if we have time, maybe we'll get some more of our background elements. Now, as always, my margins got out of control, so I'm probably going to bring this one down just a hair. Then I'll bring this one out a little bit. And I'm probably going to bring it up a lot. At least to here. But that'll be for the framing part. We'll just get kind of erasing for the moment. And I'm going to try to leave part of my margins there. I'm just going to lightly go over, try to get as much as I can. And then, this is why I always keep my eraser around when I am on the coloring stage, because, you know, sometimes, like, I'll just, let's say I'm painting, I get up here, I notice, hey, there's a little bit, we need to stop and touch that up. And, of course, never erase your paper when it's wet, because, oh, dear God. I'm pretty sure you've seen that on this channel before. I think I've demonstrated for it. I think I've demonstrated it for you before. I'm willing to do it again. That would be a fun video, actually. I should do a video where I do like a quick painting of like a Pikachu or something. And I try to do it properly. And then I do one where I do a lot of the mistakes to show you like how it could affect the end result. Like, that sounds like a good idea. Let me know and I'll definitely make that. Otherwise, I'll probably forget. I tend to forget things. Well, creative things, because I'm always just going with what I feel in the moment. Like in this moment, I feel like painting. Where's my brush? Oh wow, it looks so clean. I'm gonna put so many burn marks on this guy. What's really fun is there's like no detail in the water right now, and I do plan for there to be a lot. It's just, it's all coloring, like why outline it? That's kind of what I want to get, how I said, doing less of the outline with the plants. Of course not these guys because they are plant mimics, but just filling them more in with color. Like in some of my older works. Right now I'm just going, see, I carved a little too deep into his face, and that's going to present some extra challenges when coloring it later. And we'll get to that when we get to that. Okay, that's enough. Time for the water. Alright, got some water here. Got my colors. Let's get some extra paper. We'll put it like right here. There we go. Ah, dang it. Test my margins up here, I guess. Double darn it. Okay. One son of a biscuit in an episode, I tell you. Okay, find our brushes. Where's my favorite? Cannot find my favorite brush. Oh no. Here we go, I was hiding it from the children. And of course I need my reference material. So we'll start with the raspberry, whatever. Ross from Friendsberry. I forgot to mention my last episode as well. Partially because I failed to notice, but it was my 100th episode. Or my 100th video on this channel, and feels weird. I guess my next goal should be 100 followers. Got another one today, I'm really happy about it. I was explaining to someone how much I have to get get in the partnership program, they thought it was funny I was excited about 32, but it's like, you don't understand what growth is. I've heard a lot of people get like 50 people in their first year. Trying to get a really light blue here. Go on and touch in those seeds later. Get a nice light green. Like this limey green here. Oh, why'd I do that? I shouldn't be margining down there. I'm supposed to margin up here. There we go. Well, at least I caught myself early on. Old habits, you know. This is making like no color impact. It's making impact over there on the test, but freaking... Okay, it's just pissing me off now. It's turning me Australian. I have no idea why I adapted an Australian accent for a minute. Now, yeah, I think the inside of that's dry enough. Get my blue marker here. I'm going to test it inside. The seeds, they look like little sesame seeds that go to the bottom. Looks like it's a little too wet and kind of purple. So I'm going to wait until that dries a bit more and then touch that up with a pencil and try to fix it. Well, let's go to Bonsley. Okay, we got some weird colors on this guy. So first, I noticed the eyes are yellow. I remember what to do with the pupils, like with a big shine, so I might hold off on doing them right now and do them with pins later. So, let's make sure we got no... Oh, we got a lot of color there. Okay, got all my color out. Get some of my favorite yellow here. Testing. Oh, I'll start with his forehead gem thing. I don't really get how that translates to pseudo-voodoo. I'll probably do one of those things where I pop a pseudo-voodoo on screen and I examine later in post and see if there's like any relevance for why he has that. There we go. It's beautiful. Okay. Now, you notice he's got these light spots on his bulbs there. Well, my light source is behind, so you really wouldn't see that. You'd see dark. Maybe a little glint right there. So maybe I'll just try to leave a little curve. Same with the brown. There's going to be a lot of shaping for it. He's got some pretty simple colors, honestly. So we'll clean this boy out. And we'll get... Looks like a deeper green. Maybe we'll try... That's a clean tank. Maybe we'll try this one here, because this one looks deep, but when you get it on paper, it's pretty close. Let's try this one. I think our first choice was better. So, let's get this. Yeah, it's much better. What I'm thinking here is I'm going to start down here, where I know it's going to be the darkest. I'll leave the shine kind of like that. Shine down. Yeah, I'm just going to fill it in. Let's do darker spots. Like if I want to do that, I will go and add white with acrylic. I'm really bad at leaving absent spaces. I'd rather layer stuff in later. Something about my brain just is like, it's incomplete. Well, the thing is also, like right now, I'm really just trying to get a nice, consistent base layer with everything. So, like, I don't care about if I go add those later. I mean, I have to keep in mind a little bit how I'm going to do them, but it's like, that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to get everyone a nice coat. I'm going to go in there. Now, by the way, I might not do too much work with the color pencils until the Prismacolor ones get here. I just ordered them. They're supposed to be here in a few days. Maybe this will be like the first, I think first I'm going to do a video, and I'll just do a quick, like I'll do a drawing. Oh, I have 3 different brands. I'll do a Crayola, a Rose Art, and, God dang it. Okay, so I'll do like a page with a Crayola, a Rose Art, and a Prismacolor. I don't know, Pikachu or something. And I'll only use those. And so you can see like the difference. And also give me a little warm up. So I'm not starting like in our main game here. Alright, so get a little brown. I'm going to be really light with the brown. That's a little too light with the brown. There we go. There we go. I really like his baby form. When I was a kid, I thought Sudowoodo was super powerful. Well, I thought Wobbuffet was powerful too, but I thought it was like... Wobbuffet is powerful in a niche. He has like a weird niche that can make him seem more powerful than he is, but... Like, I thought the reason why I was failing with Sudowoodo, despite catching him in the game, was just I was not using him right. Maybe I gave him the wrong moves. But they make such a big deal about catching him, I figured, like, oh, it's gotta be some super powerful Pokemon, but, just a kind of an average boy. A lot of the gimmicky ones kind of, you know, like if you have a joke developed around you, and then they made Trevorant earlier or later. Alright, there we go. Got a nice base coat on him. I think that might be dry enough. I'm going to try to fix that up now. So get our blue again. We'll just... There. Okay, now let's get our main Executor. Alright, I'm sorry for any sudden change. My son woke up. Yeah, to help him. So, Executor. Just kind of looks like a light shine in there. There we go. Executor. I'm probably going to go and shade this up a lot to deal with some of the bleeding that happened there. I should have waited longer with that. But I'll try to fix it up. We'll see what happens. Now let's start with his pads. It's got kind of that fleshy color. What my son would call turkey. He's got turkey pads on his feet. He got turkey pad on his other feet. He got a turkey face. Really light. There you go, super light on his face. Kind of go in, again with color pencils, and do all the darking, the shadowing with that. Oh man, that was really bad. Luckily, it didn't get too much on my paper. Critical failure. Color in that eye. Because again, he burnt. Little side guy. Let's start on the mouth. Got some darky in there. Like right about here. And then a little pink on the tongue. Not too much pink. See, I tested it beforehand, but I kind of rotated it, and part of it had more color than the rest of it. Let's leave that how it is. Oh, looks like I got more. You know, I seen some guy talking about collecting Pokemon and how he felt nothing after he collected them all. And first off, I think the guy was lying a bit because he's like, "Oh, I've been doing it. I was 11 when they came out. I bought them all. I bought multiple copies." But he said it wasn't until they announced the Pokebank was closing that he's like, "Oh, I got FOMO. I'm gonna miss out and be able to collect them all." He really invested in trying to collect them all at that point. But I'm like, "But if you're really like this collector and doing what you're saying, you should reasonably have them all by then." I hear the coyotes. But it made me question his story a bit. But the thing is, I don't know, I kind of related to the guy too. I mean, like, for me, X and Y, the reason I got it after just playing the old games over and over again for years was because I could get all the Pokemon up to that point in one game. And I love that. It's also why I didn't trade them forward. Have my living decks in there. But there was a point after I collected them all, and I was able to start breeding shinies where I really, like, especially, even the Pokemon I didn't like, I still enjoyed, like, oh, I got, like, I just tried to beat the game and see how many I could get. I really had very little to fill in by then. Again, the Pavilion market. And oh, those coyotes are crazy. But, like, it was, like, I had finally gotten them all, and I had trouble since I was a kid. Didn't have the resources as an adult, and it literally did. It hit a switch in my head, and I felt... I just didn't play Pokemon for a while. I put them down. Still like Pokemon. I was just like, I did it. I collected them all. The other games came out, and I was like, no, I did it all. You changed where the goalpost is. I still reached it. And realizing I should have made his eyes a little more beady now. Anyways, I took a break. I stepped back, but after a while, you know, my love of Pokemon persisted. And I found when I went back to the games, like, I still try to... Like, I'm playing Crystal right now. I'm planning to catch every Pokemon I can in the game, but... not really any ones I want to trade over. Okay, that's not true. I have a copy of Yellow, and I would like to trade over Pikachu and the, you know, Charmander and Bulbasaur and Squirtle from there. Just because I did that with my original copy, I'm trying to remake, like, my file when I was a kid, but better. Anyways, But, like, I don't feel like, oh, I gotta transfer all these games to have them all in one area. Just don't. I know I did it. But I can enjoy the games for what they are now. And then it's like X and Y, like, I still do it. I'm trying to max out all my berries. I still do the fights in there, and I still am breeding shinies. It's like, you know, it's just, like, once I had collected them all, I could shift my focus to really enjoying the stuff. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of games, like, there's a lot of new Pokemon I like a Hatterena or whatnot, and some of those games, though, like Scarlet and Violet, and where the Gigamax one is in England with the freaking soccer players. Like, I just have, like, zero interest in playing those games. I especially don't like the art style. Like, I've talked about this before, how it's becoming, like, chibier and anime-ier. I mean, anime as a whole, like, when I was a kid, you had great anime. You had Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Those Who Hunt Elves, Outlaw Star. These beautiful, epic, hand-drawn cartoons that, I mean, a lot of love went into them. Tokyo Crisis. Like, even their shitty anime, like Ultimate Muscle and whatnot. Like, even Shinshan. No, even Shinshan. It had heart. It had character. Made you feel. But then, once the Japanese realized, like, oh, anime is essentially a Mickey Mouse. We can just use this as branding. Especially with computers, all anime started looking the same. The eyeshine got generic. Everyone wanted the cute anime girl mascot to sell people. It became an industry at one point. It stopped being like, okay, this is how we define Japanese cartoons, and it's like, that's it. It's like, no, this is now the product. It's called anime. And it's just like, it became very watered down. It became like what Disney did to Star Wars. And it's kind of hard for me to get into newer anime a lot of the time. Because there's just so much crap now. Just to make you look at the same character in this different anime, so you buy the products. Akira, there's a good point. Akira is like pure fucking art, bro. But you'd be stripped to find that now. But my point is, it's different. It's chibier now. It's cutesier now. Like, you can't deny that. All anime. So, you know, so I think I'm going to go with the same green we used on our Bonsly here. Okay. Oh, these fronds, bruh. Not the fan of the fronds. Huh? Hair frond? Is it because it's his hair? You don't like my German puns? Awkward. So I'm starting at the tip and working my way down because, first off, things are naturally a little darker at the tip to most people. But I don't want to, like, cross over my lines. Because, again, you get a grain. And you get brush marks. And when I do it this way, it makes them look more like their own sectioned off little plants. You know, I was just wanting to do this so I have it to sell for the foundation, but I'm really wanting to finish it now. I really want to start on the one my son wants. Just the urge to make my son happy. This one actually surprisingly, it's not taking that long so far, but we're still doing the base colors. The painting's what really takes the longest because I gotta paint this whole thing. I gotta add touch-ups. This one's gonna have a lot of small details again, like the grasses, the flowers, all the plants that are still gonna go around there. realistically, like half of the drawing, or even less than half of it, is here. See, I started this one in the middle, and you really got to start pushing out when it's still wet, or your colors aren't going to blend. The problem is my fronds are getting smaller. It's one good thing about watercolor is it really seeps into those cracks. So it won't be until like if I touch this up with color pencil later, which I'm going to do the shadowing and give it more of a sense of layering. But kind of gets those rough spots from me. I need to use a softer lead pencil, really, is what it is. The thing is, I like the mechanical ones though, because you always have such a fine like point, and as long as I don't push too hard, it's usually not a problem. It's really my fault. Pushed a little too hard in the beginning of this one. When I was a kid, I'd push so hard with the pencil, my hand would hurt, and like I'd be like 3 hours into school and still have to write all day. Just took forever to learn how to not press so hard. People say I choke up on my pencil. Those are my sprinklers. A bit too, and it's like, screw you. Like, why are you judging so much how I do it? What do you care as long as I do it? Like, a lot of my teachers want me to be like this. I'm like, dude, I don't have the same control like that. Kind of like chopsticks. Like, people say I don't use chopsticks right, but it's like I pick the things up with the sticks and it gets in my mouth. Like, what I did is I got coins. I stacked coins and I practiced picking the coins up and stacking them, and once I got them all in one stack, I would unstack them and restack them again. Like, just make 2 points to keep stacking and unstacking, like that cup game. And I started with quarters, and then nickels, and then pennies and dimes. So anyway, there's some stuff I prefer chopsticks for, but some stuff I still like. You know, if I'm going to eat like Italian pasta, I want a fork. I think it's just like a habit in your head thing. I love chopsticks though. They're just love being able to select in my food, especially for cooking, like making stir fry broccoli. Like, it is so much easier to stir your stuff with chopsticks. I'm always reminded every time of that Aqua Teen Hunger Force where Carl's babysitting Meatwad's toys, and he's like, he orders a Chinese food. He's like, yeah, no thank you. I ain't gonna live in the jungle and eat with no sticks. But, you know, the kitchen is the next room over, so no harm, no foul. And he just starts eating it with his hands, like, yeah, you're gonna be racist, look down on friggin' eating with chopsticks, but you just start, like, eating the mushu with your fingers because you're too lazy to walk 10 feet. And the thing is, if you order it, you can ask them for a fork. They'll bring him a fork. Now, I seen another guy. It was some bodybuilder trying to make a point about Chinese restaurants in his neighborhood. Now, keep in mind he was African American, so maybe they're a bit different where he is than where I live. But he's saying, like, look at what they eat. They got French fries and fried shrimp. They ain't eating that when you go in the back. And I was like, I mean, mine have fried shrimp, but French fries? Some of the buffets have them because, you know, like little kids, but I was like, I think that's a you thing. I believe this guy was in Atlanta. But, I don't know, and then still, like, some of the other dishes, it's like, it just sounded like, ribs. And he's not saying, you know, chow suey, you know, like, barbecue pork ribs. Like, he just says ribs, and it's like, it just sounds like you're going and buying a Tupperware full of French fries and fried shrimp and ribs and a giant 24-liter of Coke. That's got to be like anywhere from like 2,000 to 5,000 calories, depending on the size, how much they stuff it. My point is, that's not them. That's the consumer. That's what the consumer wants. That's what they're buying. That's people not understanding nutrition. think a lot of people don't. We need to focus on that more. Like, most people just don't even understand basic calories. Like I always tell my son, there's not really healthy and unhealthy food. There's just the right amounts. The people who tell you that are usually misinformed. Especially his teacher will try telling him stuff, and it's like, dude, you drink energy drinks and you know nothing about nutrition. Do not talk to my child about nutrition. That is not what you're here to teach him. But, being a parent, you have to really pay attention to what people are trying to teach your child. It's your job to teach them how the world is. You can't just let something the state says they need mess them up and then act like, oh, it's not my fault. Well, the schools are doing it. Well, you're supposed to check in what the schools are doing. You're supposed to give your child context for the world. It's your job as a parent. At least that's how I feel for myself. Okay, so I'm glad we came back and did this. We got our Bonsly, we got our Executor. I kind of want to go in there and do that just out of temptation, but I'm really going to save it. I might start next time with these guys. Sorry for the weird, I know there's a bit of a change in the middle of this video. My son came in the room. He was sleeping in a different room, woke up. But I really like what we got done today. Now, again, we are doing this one for the Wildfire Relief Foundation. It's looking like we'll be able to have it done just a few weeks. And we'll get this one posted and auctioned off. Again, all my auctions start at $20. Well, the charity auctions. And it's because I'm pretty much simply charging for the cost of material. And the point is to see how high they will get and how much money we can raise for the charity. I know my following's small right now, but I think this is really something that's going to be fun for people as I grow more. I like to say I'm in algorithm hell right now. The algorithm will literally show like 5 people a day my stuff. But I get like a subscriber like every time I get any amount of viewers. So it tells me like I just really got to get more people watching. It's not me, it's something having to do with that algorithm. And I mean, if we're here on YouTube, we're all slaves to the algorithm. And that's the thing, we're all really slaves to some master. It's just, in your instance, I hope that master is yourself. What do they call it? Masters of the universe? And if I'm getting anything, this has been really fun for me. I hope it's been fun for you, and I hope to see you back here and that you're excited to see this one finished. And until we can come back here again, stay safe, and much like the Bonsly here, try to make the future you want to see in the world.